Have you ever felt like everything you've worked for just shattered in front of your eyes? Like one moment you had it all, and the next it was gone? This is the story of a violinist whose most treasured possession was destroyed. Yet she turned her pain into a masterpiece. A story that proves sometimes our greatest losses lead to our most powerful comebacks. Before we dive into this powerful story, take a second to like this video, share it with someone who needs motivation, and subscribe for more inspiring stories. And don't forget to comment below, have you ever turned a setback into a comeback? Let's inspire each other. Now let's begin the story. In a lively, crowded city, there lived a master violinist named Rosie. Her music was pure magic, touching the hearts of everyone who heard it, but her most cherished treasure was her violin, a family heirloom, passed down through generations. It wasn't just an instrument, it was a part of her soul. Then, one tragic night, just before a grand performance, when Rosie was rehearsing on the stage, the unthinkable happened. As Rosie reached for her violin, it slipped from her hands and crashed onto the ground. The beautiful instrument shattered into pieces. Rosie stared in horror. Her heart pounded. Her hands trembled. The violin she had played since childhood, gone. She fell to her knees, picking up the broken fragments. Tears filled her eyes. How could she ever play again? How could she create music without the violin that had given her life meaning? For days she was lost in despair. The world felt empty without her music. But then, a small spark of hope ignited within her. Maybe, just maybe, I can fix this, she thought. She searched everywhere for help, going from one violin maker to another, hoping someone could restore her beloved instrument. But no one could make it the same again. Each attempt left her disappointed. The magic was gone. And that's when she realized something powerful. Instead of trying to rebuild the past, she would create something new. She locked herself in a small workshop, surrounded by the broken pieces of her old violin. Night after night, she worked tirelessly, crafting, shaping, reinventing. She took the pieces of her shattered violin and built a brand new instrument. It wasn't the same as before. It was something different, something stronger, something uniquely hers. She practiced and rehearsed tirelessly, day and night with her new, unique violin, preparing for her concert. And then, the night of her comeback concert arrived. As she stepped onto the stage, her hands trembled, but her heart was steady. The audience watched in silence as she lifted her bow. And then, she played, and the music that filled the hall was more powerful than ever. It carried the pain of her loss, the struggle of rebuilding, and the triumph of starting anew. The audience sat frozen, their eyes wide, their hearts moved. And as the final note echoed through the hall, thunderous applause filled the air. Tears streamed down faces. People weren't just listening to music, they were feeling her journey. And in that moment, Rosie realized something she had never understood before. Her greatest loss had led to her greatest triumph. Friends, this story teaches us a profound lesson. It teaches us that setbacks and failures are not the end. When Rosie's violin shattered, she could have given up. She felt hopeless at first, but instead of staying in despair, she chose to rebuild. And not just rebuild, she created something even more beautiful. In life, we all face moments where we feel broken. Maybe it's a failure, a loss, or something we deeply cared about falling apart. But like Rosie, we have two choices: stay in despair or use our pain to build something greater. Challenges are not roadblocks. They are redirections. They teach us to find strength we never knew we had. If Rosie hadn't lost her violin, she wouldn't have discovered a new way to create music. And maybe, just maybe, the struggles you're facing now are shaping you into something stronger, wiser, and even more extraordinary. Life will break you, test you, and challenge you. But remember, every setback is a setup for a comeback. If this story inspired you, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe for more powerful stories that ignite your spirit. Your next chapter is waiting. Let's write it together.